Demonplague. But before we begin, please take a look at the doobly-doo down below for our link to our Extra Life page for Toronto Sick Kids Hospital, and also our Discord and sister shows as part of the Heroes Wanted collective of shows. But without further ado, tonight I am joined by...
Hello everyone, I am Lorne, and I am playing the Ranger Beast Companion duo of Tafina Boondiggles, the Forest Gnome, and Natasha, the half husky, half wild wolf.
Can't hear me? No one can hear me.
Nope, there you are.
I can. Yeah, I can now. I didn't hear your introduction. I just heard Lauren.
Yeah, same.
All right, I guess my character's up there now. So, hi, I'm Ian. I'll be playing Kevin Hillman, a monk courtier, and we shall see.
We shall see what?
Nabil. Is Nabil AFK?
He might be
All right. Hi,
slaving over
everyone.
that stove.
I am Tara, and I'll be playing Hecate, the Eldarin Cleric of the Grave, who is in her summer form today.
And I'm Patrick. I will be playing Arkady Renko, an inquisitive rogue, ghostwise halfling.
Thank you all for joining me this evening. Can you hear me now?
We can. At least I can.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Alright, so where we last left our heroes, they had gone from council member to council member, convincing them to award voting rights in the upcoming meeting this Friday to the refugees and nobles of the in Tomar's Crossing. And in fact, Tafina offered to run for village council.
Yeah, offered.
I filled out your paperwork for you.
With that, the council members typically had a bit of a deal with that. Bajalin wanted you to find his mother's necklace, so you have some suspicions about that. Kadra wanted you to work with Colinius to convince him to release a lot of his the meat he had saved up for himself. And also look into a young girl that seems to have been following her around. You were able to convince Colinius to give away his food in return for an increased chance at winning the mayorship. And then you visited Paul Mine, which is where Grey Paul had been staying. She agreed to give the refugees voting rights without much thought at all, as she is pretty closely allied with you at this point. And she did warn you that the feeling of zombies that Tafina had in the session before that one was accurate, as it appears to be spreading via rats. And it's unlike your typical zombie virus. But that is where we left it last week. So, you find yourself eating some lovely fresh bread and goodberry jam in Paul Mine's cabin. What else do you do?
Who did we have to hit? Because we've hit everybody, right?
Hit all the council members.
So is the only task outstanding now looking for that pendant necklace thing? Have we accomplished everything else we need to do by hitting them up?
I believe so. Yes, you think so, anyway.
Well, we have to find that girl that was following her, right?
I followed her to her tent, so I know where that is.
What would you guys like to do now?
Thank you for your time. I guess we need to find this necklace and this young lady and Then I think we also still need to go to the, sorry, is it Barrows or Burrows? I have both written down.
I think it's Burrows.
Okay. To the Burrows and track down this necromancer, and that might be one way to deal with the zombies that are coming.
All right, well, let's head there first.
Is there anything
I
you
don't.
need to do with the mother?
Sorry, you cut out there. Was that for me?
Yeah. Is there anything you need to do with the mother while you are still here, Hecate?
We don't believe so. We just need to find this necklace, and quite frankly, without a locate object spell, we're not sure where else to start.
You want to just gather some supplies and wake up the next morning and begin searching, or do you want to investigate the girl further, or do you want to do something else?
I'm okay with investigating the girl further, since I feel like the locket is going to take the longest time. So let's finish off the stuff that we know we can get done, and hopefully along the way we'll find clues towards the locket. Because I know, Arcady, you have a locate object spell, because I know we've cast that before. I just can't remember who had it.
I think
Yeah, it
it was
wasn't me.
you.
Me?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was
Okay.
you. You had to pray for it, but I'm
Yeah.
90% sure it was you. It might be Tafina, but
No, the cleric is the
Okay,
one
so it
who
was
has
me.
it. I don't.
I wasn't 100% sure. I thought so, but I wasn't 100% sure. So, well, either way, we would have to wait until tomorrow for me to do that anyway to prepare it. So we might as well try and find the girl out today and gather our supplies.
Now, did you see this necklace, councilwoman?
you're talking to Palmine?
Yes.
And she will tell you, no, what necklace?
Oh, it was a necklace that belongs to the mayor. He has asked us to find it as someone has stolen it. He said it belonged to his mother.
Oh, his mother? But isn't that a woman's necklace? I presume you described it to her, right? Or no?
I believe it's a locket, is how it was described to us.
A locket? Well,
Do you
Bajalan...
know?
Go ahead.
No, go right.
I was like, Bajalan doesn't seem like the sentimental type. But I haven't seen it.
Could you think of anyone who might be brazen enough to take it from him?
Oh, I'm sure he has his fair list of enemies, being the mayor of this town, and especially with all these refugees afoot. It could...
Inside of 16.
Oh, okay, give me a second.
I've done this to every council person so far, so.
That was... okay. You can tell from the way she acted that something's not right.
All right.
When is it ever right?
Well, I don't know.
Are you sure you haven't an idea of who might have taken this necklace? It seems like Bajalan likes to use blackmail and other sorts of threats to get people to drop out of the race, and we're wondering this might be someone's attempt to do the same to him.
Oh, so if you've heard the rumors.
Oh, indeed. We believe we know who he uses to gather his information, and I suspect this young woman that we need to look in on might be one of his newest spies.
Well, maybe she took it. What's the point behind taking a locket anyway?
I don't know.
The mayor claims sentimental value to it. Perhaps whoever took it is trying to hurt him. Or blackmail him, as our comrade suggested.
Well, I certainly think he's finally getting a taste of his own medicine. And someone is blackmailing him over that necklace. I think the question you should be asking is, why that necklace? Why is he so keen on getting it back? He's a crotchety old fool with but he doesn't seem that sentimental. Do you agree?
Agreed.
Perhaps it is not his, and he needs to return it to actually whoever really owns it.
Oh, you think so?
Maybe it's collateral, or maybe if it's not his mother's, he doesn't have a wife. Does he have a lover?
And with that, you almost see a little smile curl at the side of her lips. You can tell she's being older, and also being like an older politician as well. She's very practiced in keeping a neutral face, but that just, gives her a little smile on her face, almost, for the briefest of moments. Mayhaps, she says. He is still a man, after all. And all humans have their needs. This is a very conservative town.
Is he involved with someone who is already married?
Why else would he hide it?
True. Do you know who that would be?
Oh! She just kind of shrugs and says, lots of desperate women in this town. Lots of old codgers who, are boring and only care about money. And a couple like that, and you'll probably have your answer.
Indeed. Power in the capital is quite an aphrodisiac to quite a few people, so it makes sense.
Also, this is a small town, and pickings are slim. Even someone like Bajalin can look handsome every once in a while.
Well, thank you for your time. If there is anything else you wish to let us know, you know where we are for the time being. And thank you for your support.
And thank you as well. Thank you for coming to clean up this town. As soon as I heard the bureaucracy had arrived, I had steeled myself for another corrupt bastard to try and take as much land as possible. But you two seem like good folk.
Yes, of course we are. Shifting eyes back and forth.
Well, you haven't taken everything, that wasn't nailed down yet, so... Win in our book.
Indeed, no, we are not the usual lackeys, but I don't think they are too far behind us, to be quite honest.
Oh. A shame. Can't you do anything about that? Can't we have just some regular troops or something? Something simple and easy to handle.
I'm afraid that is far above my pay grade. Though there are people that if they had their way, I'm sure I would become a permanent resident out here.
Stepped on a few toes, I presume?
Oh, indeed. Indeed. I stood up and, like a nail that stands out, I got hammered down.
Mm-hmm. Just be careful out there. Jalin has lost a lot of power and friends in this past month and a half, but he's still quite crafty and clever. Watch where you step.
Indeed, thank you for the warning.
And thank you.
Long,
Yeah?
long days and pleasant nights.
Long days and pleasant nights to you as well. And if you ever need anything, please do drop by.
I will telepathically speak to her. Well, I might need that necklace. And then we'll depart.
She's gonna actually, look straight at you and come out and be like, "Excuse me, sir?"
I think we are very understood at this point.
She actually looks a little mad, and then a little like, "Oh, you little bastard, you," sort of thing.
And I will just telepathically say to her, I'm not saying I need it now, but there may come a time when I do need it.
With that, she'll give you a wink and a nod. And her demeanor will change, and she becomes like the face of the perfect politician and says, "Well, if you ever need anything, please do come by."
Indeed, give our best to Grey Paw.
I will. I'm right here.
Did somebody say something?
I didn't hear anything. All right, where would you guys like to go? Let's, do you want to go harass a young woman?
Harass
Again?
is such a strong word.
Indeed, I misspoke.
Alright, so you head over to the camp? Or are you looking elsewhere?
We'll head over to the camp. We can head back to see if she's still in her tent.
Okay, I'm going to say...
I'll stand around back of the tent in case she runs out that way.
Here we go. You notice a very, very small girl. Let me get the picture out. In near threadbare clothes, peeking out from you from her tent. She goes, "Yes. Are you here to pass out the food again?"
Not officially, but I do have, and I'll just pass her a couple of rations and just say, we did have a couple of questions for you as well, though.
Oh, okay. What is it?
We were wondering why you've been following Kadra around. I watched you spy on her and then followed you for a little while after you were spotted.
Oh, I wasn't following her around. I'm out here all alone, and I sometimes pick through the garbage to eat. And she'll take a bite out of the ration you gave her. She does look very slim, slender. She's pale, and she has blonde hair, and she's very obviously like a teenager.
Well, that is all well and good, but Kadra is very concerned about it, and we just don't want you to get in any trouble. So if you are in need of food, come see the mother, and hopefully she can assist you and not have to make you do any unpleasant work for it, as someone else might in this town.
All right, and that 21 was for Ellie?
Yes.
I'm going to say one. You know what? Let me roll for this.
I'll telepathically think to Serena, do you want to try and charm her?
I'm going to say you notice that something is a bit strange about this whole situation. I'm going to say that she does look very slim and slender. But when you gave her the rations, she wasn't, like, immediately eating them. Sort of like what happened with the other refugees. That, basically whenever you hand out food, everyone's, like, so hungry and ravenous and everything else that they typically just start eating right away. They can't help themselves. She didn't do that. Despite this, so something doesn't add up about her story. She's supposedly starving, but she doesn't look like ravenously hungry.
I get the message, and I approach her, seemingly with both my hands up, and I get close enough to her that I say,
Don't touch me. Don't get close to me. What are you doing, you weirdo?
"Come now. There's
Don't
no
get close
need
to me."
use. Okay, fine. There's no need to use such harsh language, my dear. I
Help!
just wanted to. Okay, I then take one huge step forward, and I am using. Just 1 second, I have to use this. Okay, it's not showing up on my character sheet, but what I'm trying to use is Words of Terror, and it's a Wisdom saving throw of plus 18. No, wait, that's not. Okay, my character sheet is messed up. I take back what I was about to do.
Alright, you take back, and she goes, "Get away from me! I don't know you! This is my purse!"
Stranger danger.
Strange.
But we already knew he was stranger danger to begin with.
So you're not going to try anything?
I mean, I look back at him, and I give him. I just shake my head very subtly. It's like, sorry, I'm not. There's nothing I can do much over here.
We would just appreciate it if you would leave Councilman Cadra alone, and if you are in need of anything, you can ask us or the mother, I believe. Is that right, Hecate?
Of course, the mother will help all of her children.
And I already told you I wasn't following her. I just was hungry, that's all.
And yet you are not eating the food I gave you.
I ate just before you arrived. Some mealy apples, that's all. I'm trying to save everything. And she...
Insight check that.
Okay, insight check that. Oh... Oh yeah, she's lying, and you can tell that she's starting to speak louder and louder on purpose. Like, she sort of dropped the whole Shy Violet routine. And she's purposely talking louder as a way to get to try and intimidate you into backing off, and to also rile the crowd, the other refugees around her.
Well, what do we do?
I raise my hands and I go, come now, there is no the need for such showmanship. I am going to use my performance check to get everyone on our side instead of making it think that we're doing anything against her. So
Okay, how do you do that?
So I raise my hands and I look at everyone in my group, and I go and I wink at them to join me. Just go along with what I'm about to do. Come now, there is no need for such petty noises. We're old friends, haven't we? We haven't seen each other for a long time.
I don't know you. Get away from me.
Oh, you're such a comedian. Oh, and I laugh, I hold my stomach, I look at everyone, and I wink again to do the same. And everyone join in for a laugh. Come on, she is such a performer.
Gonna roll that performance check, buddy?
Sorry, how do I rule performance again?
You go to skills, and then you double click where the little D20 is.
The little D20? Sorry, I didn't see that.
If you look on this Twitch stream, I can show you.
On the right-hand side, under total, there should be plus whatever you have for it. Double click on that. The hand, your arrowhead should change to the hand. There you go.
Okay, so that's my roll.
Alright, I'm going to say that's sufficient to at least get, the people are starting to crowd around you and go, hey, what are you doing, bugging this girl? And now they've sort of backed off a little bit, but they're still keeping an eye on you.
Oh, yes. You always say that. You always say things to get me in trouble, doesn't she, Hecate?
Hecate will just kind of like... Hecate, unfortunately, is Summer. She's very stoic. So she'll just kind of like give a little, grimace of a smirk and just like nod. She's just standing very just like, arms crossed, and she's keeping one eye on the crowd. If they start crowding in again, then she's gonna step in and make a speech.
I think we've got what we need to know. Thank you for your time, young lady. As we said, come see the mother if you need something.
I will, sir. I'm very well acquainted with her.
Well, best wishes to you. And
best wishes to you, sir.
I'll back away.
As we walk away, Hecate will turn to Arcady and just be like, perhaps we should actually speak with the mother of this child now.
No, we met the mother at the church, I think.
Yeah.
Indeed. I also think we should keep an eye on Cladra's house in case that child goes back and continues spying on her.
Tafina, what is your bond like with Natasha? While we speak with the mother of the church, can Natasha perhaps keep watch on the house in the interim and alert you if the girl shows up again?
Well, anyway, she'd alert would just be loud barking.
Well, at least
Yeah, I don't have any sort of telepathic bond or anything with her. We're just,
Didn't think
you
so.
know, yeah, she's trained and she knows what,
Mm-hmm.
she can understand me, and because of my affinity with animals, I think she can understand me slightly better. But other than that, yeah, no, it basically just like putting any sort of guard dog in a place to just make a lot of noise, maybe charge at the person.
That could still work if we were trying to deter the child from spying.
Indeed. And I think that it might be loud enough to get our attention.
All
It
right.
is. Natasha is your companion, Tofina. You choose if this is the route you wish to take.
Okay, Natasha, here's what you're gonna do. Keep an eye on her. If something crazy goes on, you make a lot of noise, and try and stay about 20 feet away from her, keeping her in sight. That way, if she decides to come after you, you're not engaging her. You're just keeping her in sight and making a lot of noise. People will pay attention.
With that, Natasha will go bark, 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 in sort of nodding to you that she understood, indicating to you that she understood.
Just until we have finished our conversation with the mother, then we can come back and collect Natasha if need be.
Who's Natasha? Oh, Natasha's a dog. Duh.
Yeah.
Duh.
The pupper! Pupper!
Pupper. Big baby pupper.
Yeah, like
We're off to see the mother. Tra-la-la-la-la-la.
All right, let's head there.
Alright, so you deposit the dog near Kadra's building or house, and you go visit the mother, and she goes, "Oh, Hecate, thank you so much for coming again." You ask her.
Basically just what she knows of the child, because I'm going to be straight up. We've heard rumors that she's been in places where she shouldn't be, and she says that you were known to her. So what exactly does Isparel know of this girl? Is she really the way she claims to be, kind of thing?
The Isparel will sort of look at you and go, "So, which girl?"
I just closed her sheet. I can't remember her name.
Ellie. Ellie Mirkar.
Ellie Mirkar, the girl we were just talking to.
Can you describe her a little more? There's so many young people and children that come through here. It gets really hard to remember them all.
I describe her, the tall, skinny, lanky little girl. Was she blonde hair, blue eyed? I feel like she was.
I do one better.
Yeah.
I do that.
What do you do?
Minor illusion. A racial spell.
You sit there and go, "Oh, yes, I get the face seems familiar."
What do you know of her?
Well, she's just like all the other refugee children that don't have a family to, work with or to cling to.
Has she ever come to you for food or work or lodgings?
Well, I think I've seen her in the food lines before, but same with anyone else.
Hmm.
She's nothing. I'm sorry, she just doesn't stand out amongst the rest of the children.
So you wouldn't have happened to notice if she had any friends she was particularly close to then?
Oh, well, she does, she seems to keep to herself. She's not a part of any of the little packs that have formed, The younger, like, a lot of these orphans have sort of, come together and formed little family units of their own.
Mm-hmm. So if she is, for the lack of a better term, a lone wolf, how many other lone wolf children are there? Is she the only one?
I wouldn't wouldn't say she's necessarily the only one, but she's rare at this stage.
So it seems she's intentionally keeping herself apart from the others.
I guess you could say that, but she might just be afraid. Who knows what happened out there?
A fearful child, keeping herself apart from the others, and does not turn to the church for help or succor.
Well, not
Yeah,
everyone
that-
gets interested in religion.
Still, it sounds weird. You literally give it away. It's not right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, she comes for food. She's just not, hanging out with the youth group or anything like that.
How often does she come for food, though? She doesn't seem like she's hungry. Unlike all the other refugees are here.
I don't know, some people just, aren't, very social, and I try not to judge, and it's wrong to judge.
Oh, we're not asking you to judge, Mother. We're just asking... Because, honestly, Mother, something seems off about this child, and we're trying to pin down exactly what it is.
Well, it might just be trauma. I mean, she just might be traumatized by something she saw out in the police, or maybe someone hurt her out there. I just try and remain patient with all those people, and try and keep the peace.
Understandable. Arcadia, I honestly can't think of anything else to ask to try and... Do you have any questions for the mother?
No, I think everything we've asked is good. But the young child claimed that the mother would know her very, very well, which clearly she doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, the child got aggressive rather than cowed or defensive as someone who might be scared would. So I'm not sure exactly what her motives are, but she clearly misled us.
You just need to figure out how and why now.
Indeed.
Well, thank you for your time, Mother.
And thank you. Please just be gentle and patient with her. I'm sure it's nothing out of the ordinary, despite recent happenings. And with that, she'll sort of look to where in like a Christian church would be like the crucifix and the altar, but in here it's two halves of the split moon.
Mm-hmm. We will do our best, Mother.
Yeah. If she is a true refugee, I don't understand what her interest in Kadra would be. Because if she came from outside of town, how would she have known Kadra? But she didn't seem to react, if I'm being honest about the mayor, so I'm not sure about her being a spy, but I don't know, maybe it's just she's fascinated by Kadra or power or infatuated or something like that. I just don't know.
Well,
We'll
we
have to
can,
find out.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll just have to keep an eye on her.
We've already got two eyes on her right now.
Perhaps it will be time for another zone of truth.
We are going to start making sure that is one of our daily prepared spells.
And
You guys love that spell.
despite what the mother says, there seems to be nothing but oddities abounding right now across the land. So,
Sorry to interrupt really quick. Have we had a long rest since our last time we used Zone of Truth?
No, I think it's still the same day.
That's what I thought.
I
Okay.
think it was a new day. I think you did, because this Friday is the town council meeting. I think you're on Wednesday? I think?
Okay. So if it has been a long rest, I need to prepare Zone of Truth again. If it has not been a long rest, I already have Zone of Truth prepared.
I'm going to say it is just because I can't
Okay.
exactly remember. I think he
Fair
woke
enough.
up today and then with the intent of like talking to all the council members and everything else. I'm pretty sure it's a new day.
Another spell for us to prepare for the morning, then.
Well, then, what else do we need to check on today?
Nothing. I believe that ends our list for the day.
Yeah, because I think it was. We think it was just the girl, the burrows, and the necklace. We can't do anything about the necklace until tomorrow when we have Zone of Locate Object prepared. We can't do anything more about the girl until we have Zone of Truth ready to go. And we can't really do anything more about the burrows until we make sure we're supplied up. So, yeah, might as well do our supply runs now and make sure we're ready to go for tomorrow. Hopefully knock everything out.
You don't need to locate object. I know reasonably well where the necklace is.
Oh. Are we willing to
Is
share that
that
information?
currently, for surely, or it could possibly change between now and then?
Oh, it might possibly change, but and I'll look around just to make sure nobody is sort of listening in, and I'll just say, Pauline has it.
I love how you can
That is
speak
why
telepathically and you still look around to see if anyone overhears you.
Well, because I have to do it one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just sort of whispering this, and I will just say that is why she got so upset with me. I tested the waters to see if something would stir, and it certainly did. I don't know if it's more important to find out who that necklace actually belonged to, though.
If it might be good to find out who the necklace belonged to, maybe something we can use on the mayor if need be.
Yes. I honestly do not like sliding down to his level, but I believe you might be right.
If it'll benefit the people of this town, Arcadia, we are not above it.
True. Perhaps we need to keep an eye on his house tonight to see if he has a visitor or if he goes out.
We could do that considering we don't need as much rest as the rest of the group.
Well, what are we? Are we heading back to camp then?
Yeah,
Might
I'm
as
doing pretty
well.
good. I'm doing pretty good right now, so I mean, I could help. But I guess I should also get some rest because apparently I'm campaigning.
Technically, on Friday, you will officially announce your intent to campaign, along with the rest of the potential candidates. You also have to deal with Old Deuce as well. Or Old Deuce.
How much time is left in the day? Like, what time is it right now?
I'm gonna say it's like 3 o'clock, 3 p.m.
So we can still do a few more things. So what do we need to do with El Duce?
Well, Huck, you sent him to the church for
because he was a witness in a crime. Is the excuse you gave to the woman from the Order of the Last Bastion Knights that was looking for him. Apparently, he had done some jobs for them in the past.
You gave him sanctuary at the church. That's the word.
Yeah, but I thought we had got everything we needed from him.
Yeah, so the last Order of the Last Bastion Knights will be snooping around again, trying to get him. So you still have to deal with that.
All right. Do we want to set him free, or do we want to see what the Order of the Bastion Knights wants with him? Did we already figure that out? I can't remember. I can't remember that part.
I think he was a snitch or something for them, is what he told us.
Okay.
Or, he
Inspiration
did
for
jobs.
Inspiration for you, that is, that's basically it.
I've got my notebook. Yeah, or he described it in such and such terms, and he was worried they were going to make him go back and do more jobs for them, and he does not want to. So you protected him.
I really have no idea how to resolve that right now.
Is the what's his name in the notes? The Bastion Knight, is he up for election as far as we know?
He could put his hat in the ring. You don't know.
I wonder if he's looking for Old Deuce to spy for him or find that kind of information.
Could be.
Perhaps. What would you like
They
to
are-
do?
What? The Bastion Knights, they wouldn't be very likely to break Sanctuary, would they?
No, you get the sense that while they might be mildly annoying, or compared to other people, because there a lot of them are kind of like rich folks that run around to play, the Gallant Knight sort of thing. But they are organized, and they are fighters, but you can tell that they're like lawful neutral, just to kind of summarize it.
Okay. And if we leave him in the church for now, at least overnight, maybe we can talk to the Order of the Bastion Knights about him and see exactly what they want from him, and tell him, hey, he doesn't want to do this shit anymore. Leave him alone. Pardon my French.
Maybe he knows something about the mayor that could help us. Like a girlfriend's name.
Okay. We let us go back and see if he has any new information for us. But afterwards, do we think speaking to the Bastion would help the situation?
Do you think that is the case?
That's the thing. I honestly don't know. They're lawful neutral. Well, if they're a lawful organization, even in any kind of degree, I feel relatively safe going and speaking to them. But I also, well, either way, let's go back now and see what information he can give us about the mayor.
Okay, that's a good plan.
Or actually on any of the candidates, considering he's a spy. All right, so back we go to speak with him.
All right, so you head back to the church. You greet Mother
Well,
Isparel.
I don't think we actually left the church or got very far away. So I kind of see us just standing on just off to the side, just kind of talking things through, and then be like, all right, let's go back. So not to Mother Isparel, just be like, we need to speak with so and so. Just kind of walk past her.
Oh yes, please do. It seems that he's suddenly become very eager for religion, and I saw that one of those knights has been sniffing around here lately. They don't enter into the grounds, of course, but they've just magically entered and said a little prayer, and very obviously were looking for something. I've been keeping him in the back.
Appreciated, Mother. And off to the back I go.
And with that, you will hear going into sort of the office back room area of the temple. You will hear some as soon as the floorboards creak in front of the door. You'll suddenly hear Old Deuce say, Oh, I have been a very naughty boy in the eyes of the Holy Mother and Father. I get on my knees and start praying for forgiveness. May their light shower all upon my face.
Hecate will sigh very loudly. And she will knock on the door.
Oh, funny seeing you here. I'm just, studying so hard.
Friend'll do say you need not put up with such a front with me.
Well, let's get inside first before we start talking.
Just kind of roll her eyes and walk in.